Welcome and thank you for making the time. We always get excited when we have guest speakers, and it's not often. So for those who don't know, Lindsey and I met through our new leadership conference, which is something you get invited to when you hit, it's 1 star, right, Lindsey? 1 star with some, yeah. And so Lindsey and I both, we are 2-star lifetime diamond coaches, and Lindsey and I, we just connected through this conference, and so we're just trying to help each other out in any way we can. And I always find it helps when we can connect with other coaches and their teams and ask questions. We always get inspired when we have these guest calls. And so I asked Lindsey to speak a little bit about the coaching opportunity, how she goes about sharing it on her social media, how she goes about inviting, how she goes about getting her newest coaches started. Because what I noticed after the conference was I started to follow Lindsey a little bit more, and I was like, you know what? She talks about it a lot more than all of us. And I know that for me, I have to be able to lead by example for you guys to do it as well. So what I'm hoping is that you can see that it can become a natural thing. And I noticed that Lindsey, she puts herself out there, she does it, she talks about it daily. And so I'm really excited for her to dive in regards to this topic, which ends up being typically the scariest topic when it comes to inviting. And so here's Lindsey Weiers, and she is from Minnesota. She is a busy mama like many of us. She is currently home because she had a baby 2 months ago. So she has a 3.5-year-old and a 2-month-old, and she is still working her biz. So she is, again, showing us that you can do it in pockets of time. And she's also a full-time teacher. So Lindsey, you can go in and do a little intro about yourself and then just dive into your topic. So the mic is yours. Welcome again.
Awesome.
A little Q&A at the end.
Okay, perfect. So I have 20 minutes, you said? Okay, awesome. All right, so I am super excited to be here. I'm Lindsey Weiers, and like she said, I'm from Minnesota. Big day in Minnesota and in our country today. Huge day, super exciting. But I am, like she said, I'm a full-time teacher in my real life, but I'm on maternity leave. I took the whole rest of the year off to stay home with my little girl, Kaisley. She is 2 months old, and I have a 3.5-year-old Kelson, and he is luckily back at daycare now after we had COVID and daycare was closed for 2 weeks because it just has been, you guys, getting in a routine after our second has been near impossible. But he's finally back at daycare, so we're excited about that. And I just want to start off sharing a little bit about how I became a coach and a little bit about my background. So it was about, I'm coming up on my 3 years as a coach. And I say that very lightly because when I started coaching and when I signed up as a coach, I did not want anything to do with a multi-level marketing company. I was like, nope, well, back up a second. I have my teaching license. I have a master's in educational leadership, and then I have my admin degree. So I went to school to be a principal, and do I want to be a principal now? Hell no. No, I do not want to be a principal anymore. But my background is in leadership. And so when I started, I kind of thought like I have too much education to grow my own business is kind of what I thought. Like I thought, okay, I went to school, I have, like $80,000 of student loans. I have to do what I went to school for. And so that was kind of where my mindset was. And so when I signed up, I only signed up as a customer. She asked if I wanted the discount, and I said, no, I kind of want to try the shakes first. I don't really want to dive in and get the discount until I know that I like them. I got my shakes. I fell in love with them. 2 weeks later, I said, okay, I want the discount, but I don't want to coach. Is that possible? And she's like, oh yeah, I can sign you up as what we call a discount coach. So 2 weeks later, I filled out the paid the $40, filled out the reimbursement form, got my $40 back, became a coach. But I said, no, I will not lead the groups. I don't want anything to do with coaching. And I had finished my first challenge group, and my coach had put a post up that said, what's next? Do you want to join the next challenge group? Do you want to lead it? Do you want to part ways? Like, it was like one of those posts. And I started thinking, I was like, well, gosh, my background is in leadership. I think it would be kind of fun to lead one of these groups. And I still don't want to coach though. Like I don't want to invite to the group. So I asked her, I said, can I just help you lead the group? I don't want to invite to it though. Like I don't want to post on social media the way that you do. And she's like, yeah, you can help lead it. And I helped lead it. And my mom, my sister, and my cousin joined me. Okay. And I didn't even really invite them. They were just like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what are these groups? And I was like, well, I don't really know yet, but they're kind of fun. And I've stuck to it for more than 2 weeks. And I was literally the woman that tried everything, every wrap, pill, shake. I paid $60 a month for a gym membership that I used for 2 weeks, maybe. And I had gained 60 pounds with my first pregnancy and could not get it off. I tried everything. And so that first challenge group was kind of my, like, I don't know, my last like hoorah. Otherwise I was just going to say, screw it. And I had tried everything, couldn't stick to anything longer than 2 weeks. And so I think that was kind of where my hesitation came from. I don't want the discount. Oh, yes, I do want the discount. I don't want to lead a group. Oh, I kind of want to lead, but I don't want to coach. Okay, well, I'm leading a group. Then my mom, my sister, and my cousin joined me. And that's actually how I hit Emerald. And I had no idea what Emerald was at all. And so those three joined me. And still at that point, probably for the first 6 months of my business, I didn't want to coach, but I was still leading the groups. And so I basically was just sharing. I started very slowly sharing my results online and having people like ask me about it. And about 6 months in to my business, it was tax season, and we got our taxes done, and I realized that my husband made 3 times the income that I did. And I'm a little bit competitive. And I also realized that I have 3 college degrees and he has 1. And he was making 3 times as much as I was. And so then my light bulb kind of went off. And I remember I was actually on one of our team calls. It was a Hustle with Heart team call, my bigger team. And I was on that and we were talking about income and sharing income testimonies. And my light bulb kind of went off. And I realized that there is no like income cap in this business. There is nobody telling you you can only make this much a year because you've only been coaching for 3 years. You know, with teaching, it's like, okay, you have 10 years experience, you have this level of education, so here's what you're going to make in teaching. That's it. There is a cap. Oh, now you're at 15 years, this is what you're going to make. And I realized in coaching that that wasn't there. And so I kind of, the little competitive bone in me kicked in, and I said to my husband, what do you think about me actually running this as a business? And he kind of like just rolled his eyes and didn't really see it, didn't really understand it. And it actually was not until I hit Diamond that he started asking questions, because before he would just kind of say like, you know, Lindsey has this little hobby of working out, but he didn't view it as a business. And I think honestly, it was because I didn't really view it as a business until that light bulb moment when I went all in and said, crap, I can actually make an income in this and it'll hold me accountable. And so that was kind of my transition moment in my business. And so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you about just kind of how I got started. Oh, when I did sign up, we were living on one income, because I took the full year off to finish my admin degree, and I didn't ask my husband to sign up, and I charged it on a credit card because I was so afraid that he would say like, oh, you're doing another thing. Like, really, you're going to waste more money. And so I actually charged it on a credit card, and I didn't ask him, and he was not happy. And now he is ecstatic that I charged it. So I am just about 3 years in, and my team currently, we are called Babes Who Believe. And we are, like Natalie had said, we are a lifetime 2-star team. We are currently a 1-star team, but we are 21 coaches away from being a 6-star team. We are so close to going into 6-star qualification. So we're really, really close. And that's why I told Natalie, actually did not invite my team on this call because we are in a season of push right now and we are doing power hours pretty much every night. So a lot of them are plugging in right now from 8, it's 8 o'clock here. So they plug in from 8 to 9 in their business. And right now that, that's a sacrifice that we have to make, which is why I look like this, because literally before I jumped on the call, I was like, okay, I can do my hair and makeup, or I can send some coach invites. Ugh, what's more important? And so you get me looking like this. But I want to chat just a little bit about how, like, just things that I do to grow my team. I have a team of about 45 or 50 coaches, working coaches. And so this is like my downline, and it started out very, very small, you guys. When I created my coach page and picked out my name, Babes Who Believe, I had one coach, one working coach, and it was my sister-in-law. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking like, well, gosh, I don't really have a team, and you have one person that you're working with, set up a team, pick a team name, get your team page set up, even if it's just one person, because that will grow, okay? And so tonight I'm going to talk specifically about, well, how to build your team, but breadcrumbing coaching into your stories and on your social media, inviting to the coaching opportunity, and then on what my process looks like for onboarding coaches. And I think it's important that you guys know what I do is not right. Like this is your business. This is Lisa's business. This is Jackie's business. This is Hannah's business. This is my business. Like, you are the CEO of yours. And so you get to decide what works best for you. And this is just what works best for me. And so that's what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. Does not mean that you have to implement it or do it. Just some tips that have worked for me. So one thing that I have shifted over probably the last, I would say just like the last 6 months or a year. I did not used to be really good at this. Natalie was saying that she started following me and I'm really good at sharing about coaching. That has not always been the case. When probably my first 2 years of coaching, I didn't share about the coaching opportunity. I didn't invite to coaching. I would invite to my challenge group. And that was kind of the extent of my coaching. And then over the last 6 months, I hired actually a business coach who was phenomenal to work with. Her name is Monique Scripp. And I started working with her and really just shifting my mindset on how powerful it is to invite to the coaching opportunity and how important it is that we are sharing or breadcrumbing in our stories. So a lot of my coaching talk I do on a Thursday post. So I only do one post a week on like breadcrumbing coaching, and it's usually on Thursdays just because that's payday for us. And so I'll share about what the coaching opportunity has done for me. One week I shared about how I earned the Success Club trip, how it paid for, my car payment that week or whatever. So Thursdays is usually the one post I do about coaching, but then I share about it or I breadcrumb it in my stories each day. So today I got off a call with my upline, Molly Asplin, and we were just talking about like the next steps of going to Elite. And so as soon as I got off that call, I shared about it in my stories on how when I started coaching, I was so closed-minded and I was the person that said, absolutely not. And coaching has totally opened my mind, and I would have never met those women had I not opened my mind. And so I shared, like immediately just shared about, a tiny little breadcrumb about coaching. And so really it doesn't have to be a lot. Like you don't have to share about it in every single post. I just do once a week, and then I talk about it in my stories. When it comes to inviting to coaching, like I said, this is the shift I've had over the last 6 months. And it was kind of like holy crap, Monique, you are right. Okay, it is, if you invite somebody to coaching and you're like, hey, I have this awesome team of women, we're linking arms. We want to create create financial freedom for our family. We want to pay off student loan debt, or, a big thing for me is I really want to pay for my kids' colleges if they choose to go to college, because I am still paying for student loans and I don't want my kids to have to worry about that. And so that's a big thing for me. So when I invite people, I'm like, if you've ever thought about upping your own personal accountability and earning an income with it, I think this would be a really great opportunity for you to link arms with us. And I would love to help you get set up in a coach mentorship and really just do this alongside you. Do you have any interest in doing it? If somebody says no, nope, I don't have any interest in coaching, it is a lot easier then to take a step down and say, okay, that's totally fine. If coaching isn't for you, I didn't think it was for me in the beginning either, but would you have any interest in participating in a challenge group? It's a lot easier to go, okay, no, I don't want to coach. Oh, okay, well, have you thought about joining a challenge group? Whereas if you invite to the challenge group and say like, hey, we just have this awesome program that launched. I'd love to get you in it. I think you'd really enjoy it. Do you have any interest? And they say no, you can't come back and go, oh, well, do you want to coach? You know what I mean? Like you can't work your way up. And so that to me, when I was working with Monique and she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, you are so right. Why have I not been inviting to coaching first? Way sooner. And so that to me actually now has turned into easier. It is so much easier for me to invite to the coaching opportunity than it is to the challenge group. Just because then I can take a step back and go, well, hey, that's all right. If you don't want to coach, have you thought about joining a boot camp? And so when you invite to coaching, I'll be honest and say I was terrified because I send my coaching invites in a voice message, which scared the living daylights out of me when I first started. And so what I do is I'll share, and I can actually share a sample if you guys want later on. But I do a voice message and then I immediately follow it up just with one sentence in a text that says like, it'll say like, hey, Natalie, just want to make sure that voice message came across. Let me know if it did and what your thoughts are on it. So I'll send a voice message and then the text message right away. And then I usually follow up 2 to 3 days afterwards if I don't hear from them. Okay, sorry, I kind of got off on a tangent there. Okay, one thing that actually was kind of a new realization for me, you guys, is I have a lot of awesome challengers. Like I get a lot of my coaches from my challenge group, because our job is to get people results. And if you are getting your challengers results, they're going to stick around and they're going to have a way better chance of coaching. And so what I started doing is I kind of struggled a little bit to get Emerald coaches for a while. And I was like, why can I not get Emerald? Why can I not get people to Emerald? And it was in, January. I think it was in January. And I had reached out to 3 of my challengers and I just said, hey, do you have any interest? You are crushing it in this challenge group and you're pretty much coaching already. Do you have any interest in leading the next one with me? And all 3 of them said yes. And then we got in a thread on Facebook and I said, okay, here's what we need to do as coaches. The energy in our challenge group is going to come from new blood, right? The new people that are so excited, they're joining for the first time. That's where the most energy comes from. So our job in this week, in our prep week, is to each get 3 people into the challenge group. All 3 of my coaches got 3 people into the challenge group and they all hit Emerald without even knowing what it was. So I didn't even share with them like, hey, this is the first rank in the business. You got to go out and find 2 people that want the discount. I didn't even tell them that. I just said, we all need to find 3 new people for the group. And then I shared with them, okay, we're going to set them up as a discount coach. And I don't know if you do this, Natalie, I sign every single customer up as a discount coach. Oh, you don't? Okay. Every single person that signs up with me is signed up as a coach. And
wait, how do you even so right up, are you just upfront with them right away? This is your only choice. And then you just let them know they can cancel the following month if they want?
So, and I never have anybody dispute it. So, okay, I shouldn't say everybody. I would say 95% 5% of people are totally fine with it, signed up that way. I have had one person in probably the last year that has said, nope, I don't want shakes. I don't want product. Nope, 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 nope. So I said, okay, we'll sign you up as a customer, signed her up as a customer. And now she wants to use shakes. And so I just tell everybody, so I send them the link and I put it in as a coach and I copy the link and I put it in, like, I do a lot through Facebook. I'll be honest, I don't do a ton through email, and I'll send it to them on Facebook. And I always send a voice message and I say, I'll say like, hey, Natalie, here's your link. I'm super excited for you to get into our group. A couple things I want to point out is that I sign every single person up as a coach. Don't let that scare you. You do not have to actively coach. The reason I do that is because Beachbody makes you check the little box that says, I agree to receive monthly shipments of shakes. And they make you do that whether you have a customer account or a coach account. And if you decide to continue the shakes, you'll get a 25% discount and you'll actually pay the same that I do on product. If you decide you don't want to continue the product, then you just cancel it the exact same way you would a customer account, and you still have access to all of your workouts for the full year. And then I always tell them, and one fun perk is that if anybody wants to join you, your mom, your cousin, your sister, if you have anybody that wants to join our challenge group, I can help you get them set up, and you'll actually earn a $50 commission when we get them set up. And so I just make sure that they know that. And as long as you're very honest with, here's what you're going to see. I also include in there, you're going to see a $15 a month coach fee. However, if you do the shakes each month, you save way more than that. So it totally is worth it. And if you decide to continue, that $15 a month fee goes away. And so I'm just very transparent with them. I said, these are the fees that you're going to see. But I sign everybody up as a coach. And most people want that option. They want, okay, like I want to try the shakes or I want to try the Energize and Recover, but just knowing that they can cancel at any time. So yeah, every single person.
Lindsey, I think a lot of times, because I do often get people started with challenge packs, it's not, and I'm almost afraid to bring that up, but what happens with me is I'll tell myself I'm going to follow it up with them in month 2 or 3 if they continue, right? But what happens, right? You get busy, you don't follow up. It's like month 6. And then I'm like, oh, I should really so in your method is just be upfront with them. This is how I sign people up. They question it, so be it. But if you're confident with it and you go in with it with that mentality, then they're just going to sign up, right?
Right. Well, and I always tell people too, and I don't know how you guys do it or how your team does it, but in order to get into one of my challenge groups, you have to get set up with a challenge pack. If you come to me and say, I just want the on-demand, that's it. I just want to work out. I always tell them that's totally fine. You can pay the $100. And side note, I've only signed 2 people up in 3 years with just the on-demand because I don't offer it as an option. I tell them in order to get into a challenge group, you have to get set up with a challenge pack. A challenge pack includes the full year of on-demand, a full month of shakes. It includes a shaker cup, 2 nutrition programs, and access into our challenge group with me as your coach. And then same thing, they can cancel their shakes if they don't want to. But I always tell them, like, I take my job very seriously, and my job is to get you results, whether that's to build muscle and gain weight, whether that's to lose the 60 pounds like I had to lose, whatever your goals are, my job is to help you reach those. And if you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out and you're willing to do the workouts, but you're not willing to focus on nutrition, then you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're probably not going to get great results. So for $60 more, you're going to get a full month of shakes. And this month it's like the same price because we have the CEO codes and the BFF codes. So I always tell them, like, 30 days, give yourself 30 days, go all in, nutrition, workouts, mindset, jump into the challenge group. And I promise you, you are going to feel totally different than you feel right now. And so that's how I sign people up. And that's how I always have. And when I first started coaching, I remember thinking that it was really hard to quote unquote close the deal. And I found that it was because I was giving too many options. I would say, okay, you have Shakeology, or you have Energize and Recover, or we have vegan, or we have whey protein shakes, where, gosh, probably 6 months ago, I was listening to a national wake up call, and the coach on there, she was a doctor, and I can't remember her name, but she was talking about how like a huge percentage of humans above the age of 3 actually have a dairy sensitivity, and how she only sets our customers up with the vegan shakes. And after I listened to that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's probably why people don't like the shakes that don't like them, is because they're sensitive to them. They probably bloat and have a reaction. So I only sign people up with, I do a triple vegan combo pack. So it has the chocolate, the strawberry, and vanilla, I think. And if I know that they like coffee, then I'll swap it out and do the vegan cafe latte. But I always do the triple combo pack. Thank you. Yes. I always do the triple combo pack. So I don't give them options there. I just say, yep, you're going to get a full month of shakes to try. I don't get them set up with a bag. I used to do a bag because they get more servings, but then I would find that they hated the flavor they got, and then they would never try Shakeology again. So now I only do the triple combo packs. So they get three different kinds to try. Because I'll be honest, I don't like the vanilla. And if vanilla would have been the bag I got, I 3 years in cannot drink the vanilla. But I love every other flavor. I don't know. Okay, so let me get through my onboarding quick, and then we'll open it up. I know I'm going over, sorry. I have so much to say.
No, that's okay. That's great so far. Yeah, okay.
Okay, and so then my onboarding. So what I do for onboarding new coaches is I have a 3-email mentorship system. So my first email, like when somebody signs up as a coach, say that Sarah signs up as a coach with me, I will send her the first email number 1. And this email is just a set of questions, like what are your goals? Or first it's tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Your spouse? What do you do? The second email, or then the second question is like, what are your goals with coaching? The third question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about, running this as a business? So I can kind of get to know them a little bit better as soon as Sarah emails me back those questions. Then I send her the second email, and I also use those questions to put together my welcome to the team and put it in my Facebook page. So that's what I use to get to know, like, hey, you guys, welcome Sarah to the team. She's, a dog mom and has a husband that lives in whatever. And I'll introduce her to the team and send the second email. The second email has just a very, very basic set of like trainings, like what is Emerald, how to do your coming out post is on there, how to do a coming out post as a coach, the vitals, just very, very entry level coach stuff. And then at the end of the email, it says, when you get through all of, this email, it should take about 40 to 60 minutes. Let me know, and we will set up a one-on-one call. So after that second email, I set up a one-on-one call. And Natalie, I can email these to you too, so that you can put them in your team page and you guys can make a copy. Then I will set up a one-on-one call with them just for 20 minutes. And I'm a talker, so it always ends up being like 45. I'm so bad at it. Supposed to be 20 minutes. And I tell my new coach, come with one person that's ready to join you on your journey, ready to join our accountability group, so that on that call, I can show them, I can walk them through how to get that person set up with a challenge pack. And then once we're done with that one-on-one call, I send the third email, which is a lot more training. And I'll be totally honest, I have no idea if they look at it. Because one of my girls right now is 1 emerald away from diamond. And she has, like, from the time she started coaching, has been a runner. And she told me, she's like, Lindsey, I never looked at your third email. I just dove in. I was like, okay, whatever works. But I just like to offer it, And so my 3 email coach mentorship. And I think the biggest thing with onboarding is just getting them the early wins, or the wins early on. So it doesn't matter. And I tell my coaches this all the time. It does not matter if you are here for the discount. That's how I signed up. If you are here because you want just to pay for your product and sign 3 people up a month and hit Success Club, that's going to just pay for your product. That's awesome too. If you are here because you want to pay off your mortgage, that's awesome too. But we just need to be on the same page so that I can help mentor you to the level that you want. And so a lot of times coaches come in and they will say, I really want to pay for my shakes. Every single month, I want to, I want to earn $150. All right, well, we got to get 3 people signed up a month then. If that's your goal, you got to get 3 people a month. And so that's going to get them to Emerald right away. And they're going to be like, oh, dang, I just paid for my shakes this month. And so getting them the wins early on. And then,
Lindsey, real quick, someone just had a question. How do you decide who starts onboarding if you sign up everyone as a coach?
Good question. So I will ask them. I usually let them get into the challenge group first. And usually like a week or 2 weeks in, if they're showing up every day and they're pretty much leading the group, I will then reach out to them and say, do you have any interest in running the next group with me? Or do you have any interest in actively coaching? And so that's where I get a lot of my coaches from. Good question. And then I usually tell my new working coaches that they should be Emerald in 3 days. Just because then they're opening up. Are you guys familiar with the comp plan? A little bit, kind of? Okay, so we earn the discount, we get the 25% discount, we get commission, but then the best part of the comp plan, you guys, is the team cycle bonuses. And if you're not Emerald, like I even tell my coaches that don't want to build a business, that just want to pay for their shakes, that they need to stay Emerald then, because they're going to get, if they're helping just the 3 people a month, they're going to get free leads from teambeachbody.com. The people that go there and sign up are going to be assigned to them. I was making $32 a month my first year coaching from somebody that signed up on teambeachbody.com named Austin Powers. Do you guys remember that movie? And I was like, I don't care if you put in a fake name. Like, thank you for signing up and becoming one of my leads and ordering Shakeology. I don't know. And so really, even like coaches that don't want to run a business, I always tell them to, like, the benefits of Emerald is that you are going to get team cycle bonuses, which is, I mean, it's like free money. So, all right. Well, I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. I'm so sorry I went over. Like I said, this like lights me up and I could talk all night. But yeah, let's open it up to any questions.
All right. Thanks, Lindsey. We are going to have probably many questions. So just so you guys know, we'll end it at 9 o'clock your time. Is that okay, Lindsey? Like if we do happen to have more questions. Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay.
I have a question. Are you running your groups on Facebook, or are you using bot groups?
Bot groups.
Okay.
I love bot groups. I mean, of course I get annoyed when it doesn't sync or, you know, little things like that, but I love the simplicity of it and having everything in one spot.
Yeah. Do you do any coach groups in bot groups, or is only just your challenge?
What do you mean coach
Like
groups?
if you have any coach training or anything like that?
No, I do. My team page is on Facebook.
Okay. And do you add all of those discount coaches? So basically everybody, are you adding all of those people to your team page, or only the ones who are deciding they kind of want to work?
Yep. So I add discount coaches to my team page. But then I also have 2 team pages. One of them is my Babes Who Believe page. And that is, I put any discount coaches in there. Anybody who signs up with a challenge pack as a discount coach. And then I have a business builder page. And in order to get into my business builder page, we invite any Emerald coaches in there. So in order to be in the business builder page, you just have to be Emerald or above. And everybody does that differently. Like my upline Molly, her business builder page is diamond and above. Well, I didn't have, obviously I have one diamond right now. And so I didn't want to do a business builder page with diamond and above. I wanted emerald coaches just to feel like, they're leaders too, because they're just starting out in their business and, learning to lead a small team themselves. So my business builder page is emerald and above.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing anything differently with this preferred customer situation coming forward, or are you just going to still sign everyone up as normal, and then if they end up dropping down to that status, whatever?
I will be totally honest. I don't know enough details about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically it's basically those discount coaches who aren't working at all. So they will drop down automatically because they're going to be audited. I think it was twice a year or something. So presumably you could just continue doing what you're doing. And if people aren't working, then they just drop down, but then they retain their place in the downline if they do like become active.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough, to be honest. We're doing, so our big Hustle with Heart team is doing like a push before summit to help a lot of our diamond help a lot of our coaches get to diamond before May 19th. So that they wake up May 19th, and then summit, we're going to have like a big diamond event. And so we're doing a big push with that right now. So we have been creating a list of 210 people that we have been connecting with for 2 weeks. And now we just started inviting 10 to the coaching opportunity per day. So that has been like totally if I get anything done in a day, that's about it. And then I have
Lindsey, where do you find most success in finding people? You said you work off Facebook a lot, but is it Facebook and Instagram? And do you have any help, social media help, or is it all yourself just figuring out who you're going to invite daily?
It is all me. I do have a virtual assistant, but she does all of like my graphics. She does my like my Success Club board each week and just my graphic-y stuff. And then she also does my, I use Google Streak to send out emails, and I know nothing about Google Streak. I did like go on YouTube and figure out how to set up a pipeline. And so I got my pipeline all set up, but she's the one that goes into my account, and she like dumps all of my customer leads each week into my pipeline so that I don't have to do that. So she does that. But as far as the building relationships, that's all me. I did a lot on Facebook. Pretty much all of my team has come from Facebook so far, and all of my challengers. For this new challenge that we're doing, I'm really working to expand on Instagram, because I feel like the longer the further I get into my business and the longer I do this, that's where I'm going to be able to grow more. It has been difficult for me just because I feel like Facebook is so much homier, and you can say like, oh, we have 50 mutual friends. Oh, they're all from Mankato. Oh, you must have gone to college in Mankato. I went to college in Mankato. Where Instagram is just the world. So I've been working to expand on Instagram. That is where my 210 are coming from. I know we're doing a 21-day challenge, 10 invites a day. Whew. That's crazy. But I only usually work, you guys, at night. Because I'm home with my little one right now. And so it doesn't take a long time to send 10 invites. It does. Once you get your list down, like that took a little bit of time, but once you get that down, I have my invite is 1 minute. And then, like I said, I do a voice invite. That's 1 minute. And then I send them the little text that says, hey, let me know if you got that and what you think. So it really doesn't.
So Lindsey, send me the voice invite, and maybe I can find a way to share it with the team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Sarah, I know you have questions. Let's have Sarah D ask some questions.
I do. I have two questions. My first question was, I know you said you find people on Facebook, but so where are you finding them? Are you just sending them random friend requests? Are you finding people in groups? How are you connecting with people on Facebook?
Both. So I'm in a Minnesota moms group that I just connect with a lot of moms on there. And then I also will go through and add, like, you know how Facebook has the people you may know? I'll go through and I'll add people from there. I remember when I was first starting out, I shouldn't say that. I was first starting out like actively coaching. So I already had my mom, my sister, my cousin, my best friend, and my husband signed up. And that's another thing. If you're pushing to Diamond and you don't have like a spouse signed up, talk to them and say like, hey, do you want to do this business with me? Because I signed my spouse up, and at first he was like, I don't even know what you're doing. But I said, oh, my Energize and Recover are going to come from your account. My shakes are going to come from my account. And now he's like totally on board and involved and gets people from work signed up. It's funny. But at first he didn't really know. Well, now he's one of my Emerald coaches. He was one of my Diamond coaches when we went 2-star. But as far as finding people, I remember when I was first starting out, I had like those 5 people signed up, and that was it. That was like my warm market. And I was like, well, where do I go from here? I've already talked to the people I'm really close to. And so I went through my friend list, or the people you may know list. And if we had 100 people, mutual friends, I would add them. Well, now it's like, if we have 5 mutual friends, I'll add them. But when I first started trying to expand, I think I had like 400 friends on Facebook. And now I think I have like, I don't know, 2,500 maybe, or 3,000.
So Lindsey, when people message you back and say like, do I know you? Like what's your response?
I don't usually get that message, to be honest. I feel like people
so you don't get it.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I don't know if I think I have maybe one time, and I don't even know if I have one time, but I would just say like, oh my gosh, I just love connecting with others on social media. I mean, the whole point of social media is to be social.
Yeah.
Like in our job, truly, I tell my coaches this, like our job is a professional friend maker. Like if you truly want to grow your business and build your team, there are so many women on my team that I had never met in person that, you know, we went to the wine bar last week and it was the first time I had actually met them in person, because we are just professional friend makers. And I think too that if you don't come across as like, hey, I want to sell you a challenge pack, you know, you build the relationship first. You're not just going to come out and invite them and be like, hey, you should join my challenge group and here's a challenge pack and da da da. You have to start commenting and asking questions and, you know, hey, how was your birthday? Or, oh my gosh, I wanted to go there. What did you think about it? Or, you know, building that relationship first. People love to connect and people love to give their opinions. So one great thing on social media is to ask for advice, because then people will like comment. Earlier this week, I really want to get a little like outdoor net tent pack and play thing for my little one. And so I have no idea what to get. So I put it on social media. Hey, just wondering, and I put it in that mommy group and on my stories. Just wondering, you know, what do you guys have for a little outdoor tent that's going to block the UV rays? And I had so many moms comment back and be like, oh my gosh, I had this one. And that opens up the conversation. So I can message them and be like, hey, what, you know, is it lightweight? Is it this? And just start building that relationship outside of, do you want to purchase a challenge pack?
So yeah, Sarah D, actually, Sarah D, who was asking the question, she does a great job. She always says, like, you have to be in groups that you actually like want to be in them because you like are interested in being in them. And you actually have to go in there and ask questions and connect and not even think about the other stuff. So totally. Yes, you are definitely reiterating what Sarah D does a great job with that.
And if you're going in there and talking about pack and plays or breastfeeding or whatever, or a dog mom group, and you're engaging with other people, and then you're sharing your journey on your Facebook page, people are going to see that. You know what I mean? They're going to watch you. And there are people watching you that you don't even know are watching. And that's why it's important to show up consistently.
And then how often do you do your groups, and like how long do they run?
So I know some coaches do ongoing groups. I don't do an ongoing group because I feel like it fizzles out, and I feel like people never come back, and once they fall off, they just kind of fall off. So I actually run a new group pretty much every month, completely new. Like we don't even continue in the same bod group. That bod group ends, we'll take 1 week of what we call prep week. So like we are gonna wrap up our April group the last day of April, and then that group will end. I'll open a new May group, but the first week is going to be our prep week. And a lot of the time, you guys, I'm going to be totally honest, I used to create the content as a newer coach. I would sit down and create my content for my group for the whole month, and it would take hours. And then I learned that you can actually purchase a template on Etsy. And so now I will spend the $20 because I seriously was putting like 2, 3, 4 hours into prepping my boot camp. That's like 3 hours that I could be inviting. I mean, you pay $20 for the whole month planned out for you. You sell one challenge pack, that's $50. So just work smarter, not harder. But I do like every month a new one.
And so when you're running your new one every month, your new people who started in the month of April, are you giving them the choice? Are you coming in our next one, or are they like just you're on your own? Like, do you set them up anywhere to continue?
I always ask them. Yep. And a lot of times I have a lot of people that will join, and then it's nice because then I can say, like, I have quite a few gals that joined January, February, March, and I haven't been seeing them show up, but I see that they're in the group. So then it's a good opportunity to message them and just be like, hey, I know that you're in the group, which obviously tells me that you still want to keep going and keep crushing your goals alongside us. However, I'm not seeing you actually show up in the group. Is there anything you need from me? So I kind of let them. And that's what I like about bod groups too, though, is because a lot of my women that have been in a challenge group or 2 or 3, they know that they can just go request to join the group, which is really nice.
When you say you buy your templates from Etsy, are you buying like program specific templates? Are you just buying challenge group templates? Like what are your templates even of?
They have both. I don't do program specific groups. That's just me. Some coaches do. Because I feel like for example, Let's Get Up. I did a huge, I promoted it in our group. Last Saturday, we actually, all of our challengers and coaches jumped on a Zoom call and we tested out the sample workout together. But I'm not going to tell everybody in my challenge group that they have to do Let's Get Up, because not everybody likes dancing, or not everybody likes low impact bar, or not everybody likes Transform 20. And so I only run open program groups, so they get to choose what program they're doing. So the templates that I usually get are like month ones, just like this, like it'll be like April, or what is our in March, we did a March mindset one. February was like I don't even remember the name, self-love something. And so there are specific ones that are just tailored to the month, but then there's also fun booty challenges, or fun plank challenges, or clean eating, crock pots, and what did I do? Something in squats last year. I mean, there's tons of them. There's nutrition, there's program specific ones, there's month specific ones, a little bit of everything. But yeah, it's super slick. And then you just download it, and always make sure to to read them because some of the, I purchased one from a coach from Canada. And so they spell like favorite with an OU.
We have Canadians. We have lots of Canadians on our team.
Yes. And so I didn't, I have no Canadians. Well, except my girlfriend one of my girlfriends moved to Canada with her husband. But she's from here. So I saw that. And of course I'm a teacher. So grammatical errors like drive me nuts, even though I know that's not a grammatical error in Canada, but yeah.
Oh, that's a really good tip though. Thank you about the Etsy. I have never heard of that you could do that. So
oh my God.
That could be a time saver. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was spending so much time creating content for my challenge groups. It was ridiculous, like hours. And then I found out, oh, I can pay $20 on Etsy. And
so do you just type in like Beachbody, like template, Beachbody coach?
Yeah,
template?
challenge group or Beachbody challenge groups or yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have time for one more question. Anybody? Anybody?
It is, yes. It is exactly like Mompreneur. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We've heard of that.
They might even sell on Etsy, actually. I think
Probably.
they do. Yeah.
Trying to look if I had any more.
So yes, I've used hers too.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Lindsey. I think, I think for our team, I know we have to do a better job of just inviting to the coaching opportunity. I find we have finally come to a point we do well inviting to our fit communities, and we do great with that. And we were able to transition our rock stars into coaches within the fit community. But on a whole, I feel like after talking to you guys and having guest speakers, we've realized it's really about, you have to put yourself out there more and just not worry about it and just share more about the opportunity, because look what it's done for all of us. So we just need to trust and believe and know that people can say no if they want, and it doesn't have to be scary, right?
Totally.
Well, thanks, Lindsey. And
the first couple times will be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ripping the
So
band-aid.
we'll share the link with you, but thank you everybody for staying on so late. I took a couple pictures and some videos, so I'll share that with you too as well, Lindsey.
Oh, I'm so glad I dressed up for you guys.
I know.
You look so cute.
Thank you. You look adorable.
Oh gosh.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Was that good? I hope
Very
it was
good.
beneficial.
Seriously.
It was very good.
I feel like I get so excited that my mind goes in like 100 different directions and I'll go off on tangents.
No, it's awesome. It's
Hey, are you guys doing something for Summit? What'd you say?
It's just always nice to hear different perspectives and like outside of our bubble, right? Our team bubble.
Yeah. Wait, Natalie, you're not from Canada.
I am, but I live in the US. So I'm originally from Canada. And then I was, I've lived in the US since college, but then I got deported back to Canada for a short time. And that's when I was able to work the business and worked my business to diamond that year. And then I moved back to the US. And so that's why I have a lot of Canadians and Americans on my team.
Gotcha. Where in Canada again?
So I grew up in Southern Ontario, which is where a lot of our Canadians are from, like Jackie, Hannah. Sarah D is like myself, where we went to the same high school and college. And so, yeah, it's really cool. We have a lot of athletic trainers, physical therapists, PAs on our team. So athletes. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm pretty close. I mean, Minnesota.
I have a sister-in-law in Minnesota.
Where?
She lives in Orchard Heights. Is that, I think she lives like near the city. I think she lives near the city.
Orchard Heights? I mean, I'm right by the Twin Cities. I mean, I'm 45 minutes from them, but.
I think that's what it is. I'll have to send you their address. We can Google it and see. Because I'm probably going to end up visiting her at some point. So maybe we can get together.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that would be so fun. Oh,
okay, cool. Fun. All right. Well, thanks again for your time. We really appreciate it because we know you're busy. So thank you so much.
Yes. And I can also share those emails with you. So.
Okay.
Just remind me because I have new mom brain.
No problem. I'll remind you.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Amazing.
Thank you, Lindsey. Take care.